So last month was the very first issue of Gantz E, and although this issue came out of nowhere, like absolutely nowhere, it was just dropped on us by random with no teasing or anything like that, it was a really fun read, and I did have a lot of fun doing the review. The reception was mixed on the video, but either way, I'm going to continue on reviewing Gantz E for as long as it goes, because it's a monthly manga series. I'm cool with covering it if it comes out monthly, because it gives me something to talk about. But Gantz E Chapter 2... let's get into it. So Gantz E Chapter 2. Now Gantz E Chapter 2 is a fairly short issue, and when I mean very short, it only has 22 pages, and those 22 pages go by in the blink of an eye as I read this. Like, I read this probably under 5 minutes, to be honest, and after that I read it again to see if I could catch on to anything I missed. But Gantz E is going to be like a very short manga each month with only 22 pages, which I'm okay with that, but I wasn't expecting it to be so short, and I know I sound a bit ungrateful about that, but I thought it would be 40 pages like last month, where it was 40 pages long like the pilot, but now we're back to getting 22 pages, which is alright, but I feel like if they had 40 pages to work with issue 2, we would have got a lot more explained. But where it ends and the ending point of this chapter is good enough for me, because it leaves me intrigued, it leaves me wanting more, and I can't wait to see where this series goes, because there's a lot Oku has to explain in this manga series that I hope gets explained in Gantz E, because this just opens up the mystery of Gantz E by a lot, and the whole lore of Gantz. So Chapter 2 of Gantz E is very nostalgic of the early chapters of Gantz, because it opens up with Hanabi, or Hanabi, however you pronounce his name. Hanabi and Masashiki, they're in the room, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Masashiki tries kicking open the doors, trying to escape, and nothing's going on, nothing's working, they can't seem to kick the doors down, and someone brings up a good point where they say, hey, we're in some sort of room and the lighting's perfectly fine, there's no lamps, there's no lights, this room is perfectly lit for some reason, which is probably not going to get explained, but it's Gantz, so the weird supernatural and sci-fi elements of Gantz usually go unexplained. And like I said, this chapter is very reminiscent of the early days of Gantz, when Kuroda and Kato was sent to the Gantz room in the current day Tokyo timeline. So this is very nostalgic when I was reading this chapter, because it follows the same story beats that you do get in a Gantz manga when they go to the room for the first time, and even after that when you get brand new people in the Gantz room and they're making up their crazy theories with where they are. So the big theory in this one, this is the afterlife, and everyone's dead, so everyone's trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And this follows almost beat for beat like the original Gantz manga. Instead of a naked Kishimoto being transported into the Gantz room, what we get is a Japanese princess who is the daughter of the feudal lord, the warlord, or is it the emperor? I can't remember which terminology they use, but she's basically the daughter of royalty that you find out in this issue, which is really interesting that it's following the same story beats in this issue, and there's not much character development between everyone in this issue or this chapter, because they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on, how did they get into this room. No one really has a conversation with one another to figure out what's going on and how they got here. They're just trying to figure it out and find an escape. So when the princess shows up, that we don't find out what her name is, we just know she's the princess of royalty. After that we get a brand new mysterious character that we don't know the name of, but I can't tell if this character is a boy or a girl. I think it's a female with the eyelashes on him, or it can be just a very feminine man. Who knows? But I think this character could possibly be female until they take off the robes and we do see those classic Gantz big titties. So I have no idea what gender this character is, but what's interesting about them, they are wearing the Gantz suit underneath their normal clothes, which means the technology that Gantz is offering in this timeline is probably exactly the same as the current day Gantz timeline technology. Now, we haven't seen the weapons like the guns and that, but who knows if they will make an appearance, which would be really crazy if that is actually the technology they offer, like giving guns to samurai. that will be crazy, but I'm wondering if it will be swords, who knows, but this mysterious character who has played the game before, they're wearing the clothes, they say, listen up to what I've got to say if you want to live, and that's where the chapter ends. And yeah, that was Gantz E Chapter 2, so far so good. None of the questions have been answered yet. We're still getting mystery after mystery trying to figure out what's going on. I get the feeling that for the next few months this manga, depending on the pacing it goes on, is going to be nothing but pure speculation with us trying to figure out what the heck is going on, which does worry me with how the pacing will be handled for a monthly manga with only 20 pages per issue, unless we get more later down the line, depending on how big the chapter is or the story goes. But I feel like the pacing might be a problem for this manga, being a monthly manga, being with how short we got the pages, but I'll deal with it for now, see what happens. But I would love to know who is this mystery character, because it feels like we are following the same plot beats of a Gantz series with your rival hero, your jerk hero, your people who don't know what's going on, someone's going to befriend them. We've got the princess, which is the Kishimoto stand-in. No idea who this mystery hero is wearing the outfit. They're probably the niche of the group, but probably not much of a dickhole, so who knows who these characters are, but I would like to know who they are, and I'm hoping we find out next month. But if there's one thing I'm really hoping to see in Gantz E, that is the vampires, because the vampires were kind of shafted at the end of the original Gantz after the Italy mission. They kind of went away because they thought the human race would be doomed due to catastrophe, because they thought, hey, they're all going to get wiped out eventually, no need for us to kill them. And we know how that turned out. The Earth was saved by Kurono and Kato, but I'm hoping we see the vampires in this manga. That's just my fingers crossed, because the vampires were such interesting characters, and I don't know what the old mytho for old Japanese lore and vampire is. Probably yokai or something like that. I've been watching a lot of Demon Slayer and Onis and stuff like that, so maybe we'll see monsters or aliens similar to that. Who knows what we'll find in this weird Gantz world, but I get the feeling whatever the aliens is going to be, it probably won't be that Japanesey. It's going to be more out of this world for them to face, so they can understand what kind of crazy situation they're in, because the Gantz G monsters were pretty weird. It was like the zoo aliens and the merfolks that were possessing bodies and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. The original Gantz had a lot of fan favorite aliens, like the dinosaurs, the green onion aliens, the Buddhas, the Oni aliens, the Osaka aliens, I can't remember their names, the Italy aliens. They had a lot of fan favorite aliens in the original series, so I wonder what crazy designs we're going to get in Gantz E for the aliens here. That'd be really cool. Anyway guys, that's going to pretty much sum up my Gantz E Chapter 2 review. I really did enjoy the issue despite it being a bit short and not explaining a lot. I'm still along for the ride that is Gantz E. I can't wait to see where it goes next in the next month's issue, so I'm really excited for that, and I'll definitely have a review for Chapter 3 when that drops eventually, so keep an eye out for that if you're a fan of these Gantz E reviews. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys around. Peace out, and thanks for watching.